And welcome back, everybody. Week 2 broadcast, week 4 of the race season of the vSpeed FRT Contender Series here on Edge Racing Network. My name's Ryan Shaw. Tonight we've got Jim, Walton, and Gareth. Everybody knows Gareth visiting with us today, and they're going to spend some time calling the race with us here around the Phoenix International Raceway. Last week we saw an exciting race, caution-free most of the night, all the night. And who won last week, Jim? That was do you have that?
Last week was Dalton
Was it Dalton last week?
Dalton Cowden. Wasn't
That's
Dalton?
I believe so. Let's double check that before
Yeah, it
we
looks like it was Golden. Looking at the standings, he gained 11 spots. So
Yeah, I think it was Dalton
Yep,
last week.
Dalton Cowden.
Yep.
Yep.
So we saw a caution-free race last week, which we kind of called at the beginning of the race with the caliber of the drivers in this field, and watching these guys in practice right now, riding around for a few more minutes, and we'll get into the qualifying session here. What do we got left? About 47 seconds till we get into the qualifying session, so we're going to start to see that pretty quickly. What do you think we're going to see tonight, guys?
I don't know. Anthony Pomoda's leading practice right now, 26:64. Got a few new faces up front here in the speed charts in practice, so should be interesting. It's a little different track. You got a different configuration than we've seen last week. We got a 1 mile track with a dog leg, some flat surfaces, and some bank surfaces. So could be anybody's race this week.
I would definitely agree with you there. Gareth, we didn't get to hear from you much last week. What do you expect to see from the field this week?
yeah, well, for this race, I mean, kind of got my money on Dalton. He's always very fast. Long run. Russ is always fast. And you can't ever not count Dan Shamoon. So one of those three, is where my money's going for tonight.
Very good. Never a bad bet when you bet on one of those three guys. Um, Getting into some qualifying here. First guy out is Dalton Cowden, 17 truck.
Now, fresh in from the news center, Dan Shamoon will not be here tonight.
Oh,
He
what?
has had some technical difficulties. He fell off of his chair and he just can't get up.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
terrible news. Terrible news.
No, he bought a new rig and he's busy putting his new rig together.
Well, that should be fun for him. Unfortunately, he's going to miss the race, but be back strong hopefully next week. And we've got the 16 of Tim Henderson out there now, as well as, well, we got a bunch of people out there
61,
now.
32.
Rachel's out there, Patrick,
Yep.
Gary. So I could just watch these times coming in. I'll let you guys keep an eye on that for a moment while I get my trading paints running properly. Thank you, Mr. Grosskopf, for the reminder.
Yep. Got Dalton at the top of the charts currently with a 26.92. We'll get some more times coming in here shortly.
Two people I didn't mention were the two ladies in the field,
Oh, yeah.
Tyler and Rachel. Some of these
Yeah.
guys are gonna have to watch out for them during the race because most of the
Looks
times
like
I race them, are showing up most of the guys.
we got Jeremy at the top of the boards now with a 72. That's a pretty good little run there. We got Justin's got a 70. Oh, here comes Jen Johnson to back it up with a 64. Boys are rolling out there today.
So Joe Wooer, he put up. Did he post a time? That was a little odd.
Who?
Joe. Saw him come around, but I didn't see a time post. Oh, there we
Yeah.
go. Yeah,
Yeah,
26.99.
26.98.
So far, we still got Jim Johnson up top. Dan
Yep.
Fowley second. Eugenio Alonso used to run with us in our league that we ran, Gareth and I. Good driver there. Justin Gannon fourth. Jeremy Gardner fifth. Top five so far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all under a tenth of a second as well. 6 to 12, about the same attempts. So
Real close again this week.
Todd Craig posted the outside pole now.
What do we got left here? Got about a minute and 42 seconds left in qualifying, so people are going to get out. They're going to have to start
Yep.
fairly soon here, otherwise they're going to miss out. Start from their I-rating position. But yeah, definitely looking forward to a good race tonight. I'm never a big fan myself driving around this place. It's not been very good to me over the years, but most of these guys here, I know we've run with. Gareth knows. Me and Gareth used to run together a lot, and a lot of these guys that are running in this league are pretty good everywhere. So looking forward to seeing what kind of show these guys are going to put on. Like I said last week, we saw a caution-free race. Not sure with the dog leg here, we're going to see that. A lot of trouble coming off that dog leg a lot of times when people try to get down low, especially as the race builds and tires go. And
Anthony Promoter sets it on the pole with a 61.
that is not a surprise there. See here. Should be getting the grid here any minute. We'll get a 5-minute session in between here for warm-up. So we're going to take a quick break once this qualifying session is over in about 15 seconds, and we get the checkered flag, and then we'll be back. We'll leave the view on so you guys can see what's going on during the practice session. We're going to take a quick break before we get started, and we'll be back shortly. All right. Well, looks like we're gonna get to the grid here. Just a moment. So I think we're in for a good race here, and gonna watch these guys take their spots on the grid here, and another couple pace laps to get to the green flag. I can't remember last time I raced here, especially on the new package. Gareth, you run too many laps around this place yet?
This week, yeah, I've done a couple of Xfinity races and a couple of C races as well. So been first couple were, let's just say, not the best, but last two I did a few hours back were pretty decent.
Well, this track offers a unique perspective. So you got flat corners in 1 and 2, and you got bank quarters in 3 and 4. So, and then you got throw the dog leg in there. That just kind of gives a whole new meaning to the whole track. So there's going to be racing all over the place.
Yeah, it should
Definitely
be.
a lot of awareness needed here around you.
Yeah, especially coming through that dog leg. It can definitely be a daunting place to come through.
Yeah, you hit it wrong and you're sideways.
I remember a while back, if you didn't hit it right and you came into the pits, you quite often have 3, 4, 5 seconds worth of
damage.
Yeah. I don't know if that's actually still like that, is it? I haven't really been running the dog leg too much. I like to stick to the true line,
Right. All right. Looks like they half the field on the inside there took it down through the dog leg on that start, which is a normal thing here.
Yeah, that's always something you have to watch for. So I was a little worried about getting started as they took the green flag. Anthony Promoter was able to hold on to the lead, and Jim and Todd held on to their positions in second and third, and a little bit of shuffling going on for fourth through seventh. Immediately, Dan fell back 3 spots. Dan Fowley, not sure exactly what happened to him. We'll have to go back and take a look a little bit later.
Yeah, they'll shuffle out probably for about the first 5 or 6 laps, and then they should probably get kind of in line there.
We've already got the front guys single file promoted. Johnson, Cray, Eugenio, and Justin now are top 5 as they come around complete lap 2. It looks like Promota's running off a little bit, but Jim is trying to stay right there with him, and it looks like top 3 might get a little bit of a early breakaway here if this pace continues up front. What do we think of tire wear early here?
Yeah, this track wears tires, so tires are going to be key. Taking care of your tires are going to be a major concern for a lot of people.
You run those first laps too hard, 15, lap 20, lap 25, and definitely start feeling it.
Yeah, they'll start getting really loose coming out of 2. That's probably where you're going to see most of your accidents tonight, coming out of 2.
Yeah, as I said earlier here, as we're coming around now, laps click off quick here, coming around completely not 4. We do have the top 4 or 5 cars. Let's see here what we got. Top 4 or 5 cars running off to a little bit of an early breakaway. Yeah, be everybody back to Alonso. Then we got 2 seconds now and growing back to Nicholas Casey running in the 5th position. So starting to get the field spreading out a little bit, all the way back to about 8 seconds in 27th for Richard Malagoni.
If I had to guess, some of these guys probably haven't run the track that much this week as well, so they're probably still just feeling it out.
Yeah, early here, it's something that you see a lot of people do because the track can be a little finicky depending on your setup and depending on the temperature. Um, So it's going to be interesting to see. We got went down to the inside there. 92 car. Jim really tried to cut off that dog leg this time and looked like got a little bit out of shape. Start looking back through the field here a little bit to that second group of cars, led by now top three have pulled away a little bit. So the second pack car is still Nicholas Casey leading Justin Gahn. We'll go back, take a look what's happening back here with these guys. If it'll let me, there we go.
Yeah, so they're starting to fall off pretty good. The two leaders, they're the top three cars are running almost 2/10 faster than fifth back.
Yeah, if you watch we watch this time across the start finish line and down towards turn one here, we'll see these guys are running about 157 miles an hour. As we look back through the field, 156, 155. So yeah, there's a couple mile an hour difference between the guys running first and second, and now the rest of the field. We're starting to see that gap growing a bit.
We've got a big bunch of cars back in. I'm just watching Kyler here in 28s. Probably got 7 or 8 cars all battling for
Yeah, the
position. They're three wide at the
three
moment.
wide, almost four
4
wide
wide
back there, and diving down to the apron. Not sure who that was.
We'll just have.
Looks like the 31
we'll
car. Sorry to cut you off there. The 31 car looks like he's got some damage to the rear end. It looks like Ryan Lang. He's got some damage all over that car. It looks like. You were saying, I'm sorry?
Oh, I was just going to say, with those guys setting that blistering pace up front, we're going to see how that's going to affect them later on in the run.
Yeah, I mean, because they've opened up a pretty good gap now. The second pack here, led by the 6 car now, Dale Davis, who had a very good run last week, biggest mover of the race last week. Oh, we almost have some contact there coming off the corner between the 31 car and the 93 car. That's Patrick and Ryan Lang almost getting together off of turn 2, that was at the time. Still keeping an eye on that 31 car. Just wanted to see if he kind of had fallen off any after whatever damage he took. And looks like the truck is running a little bit slower than he'd like it to. He's falling back on the inside and is kind of getting freight trained on that outside line there, which seems to be running real well. But he does squeeze back in line there in front of the 93 car and almost causes a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, he does have some pretty significant damages on the nose. So he's going to have to be very careful to keep that from overheating.
Yeah, we just had, looks like Ryan Lang came down pit road.
Yeah, it looks like I mean, Kyler's a lap down. I'm not too sure what happened, but she's obviously one side of her truck looks a bit banged up. So
Yeah, we're focused on her now, taking a look. Yeah, that right side looks like she got into the wall or got pushed up into the wall, one or the other, and looks like she's struggling now to keep it moving. Might have to come to pit road and get some of the damage fixed. So give him back up here to Anthony Promoda in the lead. See what's going on here. He's opened up almost 3/4 of a second now on Jim Johnson and full second on Todd Cray. Almost a second and a half back to Alonso and then 3 seconds back to Casey. So big gaps at the front now. 6 seconds to Gahn and 6. So front of the field is really spread out. And then from that point on back, 7th, take a look at Gardner here in 7th. This is where the pack really starts and most of the racing is going to happen. We'll take a look at Dale Davis as keep talking about what's going on here through the mid part of the pack. He had a really good race last week. I believe he started like 21st and ended up picking up something like 27th and ended up picking up like 19 spots or something like that.
Yeah, he was way back deep in the pack on the start, and he run a killer race, made some good moves, and didn't seem to fall off like others did.
Yeah, he had a really good pit stop as well, the one green flag pit stop that we had last week, and that really gained him some ground here as we watch the 6 car trying to hold on to that spot on the bottom. Davis is, and he's got the 3 car Bailey Dutton running on the outside of him, trying to take that spot away.
Yeah, it looks like our winner last week, Dalton Cowden's got some damage on the rear of his truck.
And just watching our championship leader here, he's got this race under control at the moment, that's for sure. Here to make a statement tonight, eh? By the looks of it.
Seems that way. Not
Yeah,
not pulling any punches yet.
Very, very strong.
Yeah, the 3 leaders are still running in the 90s, so they're still setting a pretty blistering pace.
Yeah. Nicholas Casey actually ran 27.94. So he's there's only 4 cars that ran 27s last lap. Promoda, Johnson, Cray, and Casey. Alonso was close. 28 flat and 28.01. So guys are trying to hold on to it, but Promoda has this thing fairly well under control. As Davis is now on the outside, falling back just a little bit. Wonder if he heated those tires up a little much, trying to make those moves on the inside, and now he's gonna suffer a little bit for it.
Yeah, them tires don't like it when you make them mad.
Oh, Jim Johnson gets down on the apron there a little bit as we come back to him running in second place, and just about lost that truck coming off the. Well, I always call it the tri-oval. It's not the tri-oval here, but what's similar to a tri-oval with that the way they run that dogleg.
Yeah, Todd Crace keeping the pressure on him. So
Running a smooth line, 45 though. It's he looks very good.
Yeah, I mean these some of these guys mid pack might have been holding back a little bit. I mean Justin Gahn, Bailey Dutton, uh, Nicholas Casey even he just ran 27.91 before Bailey and Martin came across last time. They were in the 27s as well again. Our leaders are 28 flats, 28 ones now. So that front part of the field, if these trends continue, starting to come back together just a little bit. Not going to see it too much on the timing charts yet because it's only hundredths of a second, but we can see that the times are starting to even out just a tad.
yeah, the problem with that is they let him get too far out in front. So it's going to be a question of whether they would have any time to catch him or not.
Well, I guess we're going to find out if we get any cautions this week, what that would do for us, because we didn't get to see any caution flag strategy last week, so perhaps we'll see some this week. Gareth?
One of the ones you're going to have to keep an eye on is Jordan Martin. He's the fastest car on the track right now.
Our league owner, Mr. Doc Stout, he's leading a pack of about 6 or 7, back in 15th. But 93, and not too sure who's that behind him, but they're having a good old battle back there.
Yeah, Doc and Patrick. Yeah, you can't ever rule out Doc and Jane.
The 55, Tyler Bentley, yes, they've had a good old battle for the last lap, or a couple of laps. Mr. Stout doing enough to hold them off at this stage.
Jordan finally got past Justin Gahn Bailey Dutton for 7th there.
We're kind of seeing what we saw last week with the way these tires are wearing, the tracks coming in, that if you can hold the outside line and maintain your momentum, these guys trying to get underneath, they're having a real hard time, and they're having to let off because they're going to push up the track and end up getting into you. So if they don't want to run you over, they're not going to be able to pass you on the bottom as these tires wear, it doesn't look like.
That is correct.
This is a short track race, and I love it, eh? You know,
Yes,
about need split screens to be able to watch all the action. There's so much going on.
Yeah, I need a few camera channels here, I guess, but doing the best we can to give you guys some coverage of everybody. We watch a lot of races, and a lot of times you just get to see the leaders, which can be fun if it's exciting. But a lot of times, like we're seeing tonight, these guys are running away with it, and it's single file, and a lot of really good racing from these guys, whether it's up front or in the back or in the middle, and we like to give everybody some time to show what they know, show what they can do.
Good little battle going between Dale Davis and
we got a caution.
31.
Oh, we do have a caution flag. Look at that. Caution is out.
32 car goes around.
Go back and take a look at that and see exactly what happened. Let's see here. It was Ian Spear. Had a bit of a problem here. We'll take a look and see exactly what happened. Got in the corner a little hot, it looks like, and just.
Yeah, And
Coming
coming
off,
out of 2, just like I told you earlier.
yep, looped it, and everybody did a pretty good job of avoiding it. He kept it off the wall, so no harm, no foul. It looks like for Ian, he'll have to come and get some tires, and we'll see exactly what happens now. Who comes to pit road, who doesn't. Come back up here to. It looks like everybody's gonna come on down pit road. Promoda, Johnson, Cray, Alonso, Casey, Gone, Martin. Yep, it looks like the whole field's gonna come down now. We do need some tires and some fuel at this point, so see what these guys decide to do strategy-wise.
That position where he spun after a few laps on old tires can really, you get it wrong, and that's exactly what happens, eh? Bit too much on the gas, and you're around quite easily.
For sure. Keep a look at these pit stops and see who's able to make up any ground on pit road.
Alden Cowden missed his stop. He had to back up.
He looks like he stopped in his box. That 12 car there of Perry Snelson is a bit banged up on the right side. See if he stays to get any damage fixed. We did have Jaworski come out. 25 spots Jaworski's made up, but I wonder if that means that he did not come to pit road.
So, and looks like Promoter's come out with the lead. Johnson second, and
Yeah, it looks like he stayed out.
Yeah, I think Jaworski stayed out.
Yep. Kyler stayed out as well.
yes, yeah, that'll give her the waiver round, will it?
Because that's possibly what they're doing as well, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it looks
looks
like it's put Kyler back on the lead lap. With that, she'll get the waiver round.
Looks like Rachel has got some damage on the right side too there. Hey, a few cars got a little bit of side action.
Take a look through the field here at these cars and what they look like at this point. As they come around for these next couple caution laps. Thank everybody for tuning in. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this 4th week of the vSpeed FRT Contender Series live from Phoenix International Raceway, simulation style. Remember, it's not a game, it's a simulation.
Like 51 just pitted then, so maybe he forgot to pit the first time around. I'm not too sure, but
Bab and Jaworski now. Ian Spears still on pit road. 4 minutes. He's been on there now with damage. Jaworski and Bab able to stay on the lead lap for the moment. Looks like the lights on the pace truck are off at this point, and we're getting 2x2 with Todd Cray starting now on the inside in first position. Gained 2 spots on the pit stop. Justin Gahn up 4 spots to the second position. Bailey Dutton up 14 spots, sitting in third. Promoda, Gardner, Johnson, Davis, and Alonso, followed by Casey and Martin, making up our top 10 as we're going to come back to the green flag here in just a moment. Pace truck's pulled off here, coming back around to the start-finish line. And we're just waiting for Cray to hit that restart zone and show us how it's done. Here we go. Green flag is back on the speedway. Lap 32 of 115. Bunch of people running down onto that apron on the restart again, like we saw at the start of the race. 2x2, 3 wide. About 4 cars back. 6 car is stuck in the middle. That's Dale Davis with Eugenio on the outside of him. Man, I'm telling you, it does get pretty crazy on these restarts. 3 wide, 4 wide. You never know what you're going to see. We have a look for the lead here. Anthony Promoda trying to come back to the front. He's still got Todd Cray trying to hold him on the outside, but he is going to complete the pass with the 32 trying to follow him through on the bottom. Jim, I'm sorry, is that the 32? 92? The 92, Jim Johnson.
92.
Trying to push his way through there as well with hanging Todd Cray out to the outside there. We just had another truck though lose it, come down onto the apron here. Looks like they're going to be able to hold that together back here. They were 3 wide for a little while, 4 wide. Everybody. Oh, and we just had the 95 car tag, the Texaco car, send him around back here. But I don't see a caution on this. Now I see a caution on the speedway. We'll go back and take a look and see exactly what happened here. Looks like the 95 car got into the back there of the 28 is that? 29, 28, 28 of Joe Weaver, it looks like. Joe Wooer. And got him turned around. He was able to get it back going again. Just a little bit of damage to the rear end, it seems like. Doesn't look too bad from what we can see here up in the box. Just going to slow us down here for another couple laps. Wonder if anybody's going to come back down, top off with some fuel. Just had most people get tires. I don't really think we're going to see another stop for tires at this point in the race. So a few more cautions this week. We kind of thought with the short track we might see a couple more cautions, but still some really good racing so far. This caution flag comes. Where are we? Caution flag is going to come to us at lap 23. 36, sorry, lap 36. Got some of the guys on track talking with each other. Try to keep that off our broadcast in case they want to say anything colorful.
That's part of short track racing.
Yeah, there's going to be a few colorful comments, I think, so let them do that privately. And when we get done, our top couple guys will come talk to us, or gals, come and talk to us and give us their view of what they saw down there on the track throughout the day. We were talking about Doc earlier, running running a little bit closer to the back. He's got himself up with this little series of cautions here up to the 11th position. So he's made some nice gains now through these two yellow flags, and fortunately so far it looks like we have Tim Henderson, Shane Posey, and Patrick Rush as our only 3 cars out of the race. Jaworski and Spear both on pit road for extended periods of time, losing a couple laps, and they look to be 1 lap and 5 or 6 laps down respectively. Josh Harbin struggling a little bit this week, back in 27th position, usually a real strong car out here. So interesting to see how we've kind of had a flip-flop other than Promoda and Johnson up front. Got a couple of guys that we didn't call their names too much last week, helping lead the way around this place in the top 10.
Well, the one thing you can never do is you can never count out Doc, and you never count out Jimmy Babb. Those guys have been around short track racing since short track racing was just started. So you got to always watch them guys, man. They old and cagey.
I think they both invented short track racing, didn't they?
I think they had something to do with it. I really do.
Riding along with Jim Johnson here now in the number 92 Nitro Toyota. See what they see for a minute. Come back to the green flag here. Why don't we take a listen to what these cars sound like from the old-fashioned what Fox used to like to call their crank it up cam. We just won't crank it up.
Anthony gets off to a good start here. Takes it back down through the dog leg and back out front. 26 this time.
Looks like we have another caution here out on the speedway, and since we were busy letting y'all listen to what these cars sounded like, go back here, take a look, see exactly what we had happen here.
Sorry about that, guys.
Looks like,
It's always being a
like
sales rep, phone's ringing off the hook. So
yeah, it looks like the 26 car got in a little too hard there.
here's a fun fact: Mr. Alonso is the only international driver in the field.
Oh, you know, it looks like he got in there a little hot, but a little bit of a stack up there in front of him. Come back here and take another look at this.
Well, that's awesome that we're going nationwide. That's for sure.
Yeah, he got in there a little hot, but I'm not sure he would have made that corner regardless of the stack up in front of him. He really didn't get himself wound up getting down in there. I'm not sure if he just misjudged that first corner back after the restart or what, but it's unfortunate for him. It looks like he took a good bit of damage to the front of that car. He's gonna have to come down pit road, get some damage fixed, see if he can get back out.
And meanwhile, Doc is sneaking his way onto the front.
That's right. Another 6 positions gained after that piece of the run, and well, that half a lap anyway. And car's still in perfect shape. No damage. Doesn't look like. Nice and shiny. I think he went down for a car wash the last stop, from what I saw.
Yeah, I think he got it buffed and waxed.
Looks like it. So coming down here now under this caution, we've got Jim Johnson leading, Eugenio Alonso running in second, Nicholas Casey in the third position. Those guys are up 1, 3, and 5 positions respectively since the start of the race. Todd Christ still running fourth. Jordan Martin, however, 15 spots he's made up now in 5th position, biggest mover of the race to this point. I have to take that back. Josh Harbin, biggest mover of the race so far, 16 positions. So we haven't talked much about him. The leader, fearless leader, who doesn't like to take too much credit for it over there. But Russ was running in 15th here, and he's now come down pit road. We'll take a look and see what's going on with Russ coming down pit lane here. If he's just coming down for regular stop, if he has any damage. We haven't talked much about him. Anybody? What do you think, Gareth? How's he running this week?
Yeah, well, never can out the one car. He's always got a very, very precise strategy up his sleeve
Well,
for races. So.
he had some strategy going on here because he just came down and topped off with fuel.
Yeah, yeah.
Came in, just got a little bit of fuel, and now he's back on his way. So I think he's thinking at this point that he could probably make it to the end. And
he can make it from the end from here.
so he's coming in and hoping that they don't have any more caution flags. But I'm not sure that's going to be the strategy to play. But there's no reason to not try it from where he was running. So
And he just has the patience, at the beginning of races, and then the ability to drop it down, to another gear or two, halfway through to 3/4 into the race.
that how you do it all over at Nitro? You have an extra gear? Oh, I knew there was
You didn't
something
know
going
that?
on. Nobody told me.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll have to hook you up with one of them setups.
there you go. Taking a little bit of a ride here with Russ for a minute.
I just try to keep up with these guys. So I'm a long way off their school, that's for sure.
As we get back to the green flag right here, Jim Johnson's still out front, followed by Eugenio Alonso trying to chase him down.
Eugenio, I've raced him a lot over the years, and he's always very strong.
He is.
No matter what track,
I remember back in the day when he ran with us in USAN's league, and a lot of people got frustrated with him. They didn't think he was a great driver, and we kept telling everybody, you better watch out for him, give him another season or two. And man, he's really shown what we were talking about over the last year or so.
Definitely an aggressive driver, but always be a racer,
We got the top 4 with a little bit of a breakaway now, and on the outside there we got the 12 car that's trying to hold on to the 5th position. But but it looks like he is gonna. Well, those guys are racing pretty hard there for 4th and 5th.
There's racing all over the track.
There is that 21 car on the outside, not the 12 car. I'm sorry, Todd Cray trying to hold on against Jordan Martin, who's up 16 spots. Ryan Lang following right behind them, up 17 spots now. To the 5th position in that 31 machine. Really making a good run here come mid-race. 115 laps total here. We're on lap 47 at Phoenix International Speedway. And we have that 21 car really trying to hold on to the outside. Told you that's really hard to go around on the inside. On these new tires that they have, it's a little bit easier. But as the run goes on, dropping down to the bottom there, it's really, really hard to hold and keep any momentum going to make that pass. But he seems to be doing a pretty good job of it right now, does Ryan Lang.
If you watch Rush, you can see how patient he's being and how he's running, because he's anticipating that long run and hoping it's going to be no cautions. And if it is, he's going to be way in front of these guys.
Oh yeah, I mean he's running a nice smooth line, hugging the bottom, not pulling on that wheel too much and tearing up the tires, and he's just biding his time, waiting for these guys to fall off and waiting for hopefully no cautions to fall, and guarantees he'd back up front next 40 laps.
Yeah, what was about 25 to go? That'll be when the one, you know, from my point of view, will make us move. You know, drop it into another gear, and it'll be there at the end for sure. But Eugenio is looking very strong. You know, he's the only international driver here, so
That's awesome.
in a
Well-
way, it's him against the world. In this case, it's him against the North America.
Well, it's North America. It is North America that he's against, because we've got we do have Dan here though, Canadian representation. But I guess when you're from New Zealand, you consider like U.S. and Canada the same place, right?
Did you say Oz, New Zealand, or New Zealand?
I said
Australia.
I said New Zealand. Since
Sorry,
since
couldn't
the U.S.
understand
and
that accent there.
since the U.S. and Canada are one country now, right?
Right, yeah.
You gonna take that kind of stuff, Gareth?
Hey, you know, I'm used to it now, man. Goes in one ear and out the other for me, brother.
Well, there's not much in between to stop it from doing that. So I mean, you gotta, to be fair.
Wow.
Hey, I'm outnumbered against the Australians anyway in Nitro, so it's
Nah,
you know,
Gareth and I have known each other a long time, so
That
I'm allowed to pick on him. We do have a wreck. Go back, take a look what happened to Jeremy Gardner here, as we were picking on our foreign friends.
What's the old saying? Sorted out on the track.
Oh, looks like the 6 car, Dale Davis got inside of him. Let's go back. Go back here. Take another quick look here,
Ooh, yeah,
little
yeah.
bit further back
that was
in
net
the.
code really bad.
So come through here, and they got a little bit together here, and they tried to stay off him, but they were tight 3 wide entering the corner, and certainly didn't do it on purpose, but did cause him to get himself sideways a little bit.
Watch how bad the net code is for Doc.
Take a look over at Doc. Oh, we pick him up spinning backwards. Take a look at what happened to Doc here. Oh, wow. Yeah, Doc unfortunately got. For all of you new to sim racing, netcode is something we deal with all the time, but it's gotten a little better over the years. But it's when the servers anticipate contact between 2 drivers, and the server has to make a determination of whether or not there's going to be contact, and sometimes it's wrong, or it's early or late, and you'll phase through or not phase at all and get wrecked like Doc just did when you don't even make contact. So unfortunately for him, he was a victim this week. He was having a good run so far.
About half a car length, by the looks of it.
Yeah, it looks like he
yeah.
was. Yeah, it looks about that. Yeah, we had the car coming off the wall, and you saw the rear end of the car crumple up before it hit Doc, and Doc took a big bit of damage from that incident. So unfortunate for him that he was involved in something that was not really an incident, but one of the things we deal with here on iRacing and in sim racing in general is netcode.
It is frustrating, but it's one of those things when you're racing online, you know. They can get it as realistic as possible, but when it comes down to internet connections and bits and pieces, you know,
Hey, look,
I think it's one thing that they'll never master ever. I don't think it's one of
the
those things.
the way we used to look at it, right? I mean, even in our league, you have mechanical failures in real life, and you're not going to have mechanical failures in a sim. So you have sort of something else that replaces things like that, and it's just one of those unfortunate things that does happen. You don't ever think that your steering is going to fail or that your brakes will fail in real life, and sometimes they do. And um, you don't ever think you're going to blue screen on your computer, and sometimes you do, and that's just or sometimes you get hit with netcode. So it's unfortunate, but it's part of this world of sim sports and something everybody has to deal with.
Well, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield.
Most of the time, I'm the bug.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think I might top you on that one though, right? Ryan.
Yeah, I think you might. Garrett's had some of the worst luck on sim racing I think I've ever seen.
You know, it's one of those things, you know. That I'll get blamed because I'm a Kiwi, but you know,
Hey, you got blamed in
all
that.
for fun.
Where were we? Where we run in Spa when that guy, when that guy run over top of you?
Oh, and then you took over the stint in the endurance race, and I think it was the first lap at, was it the same race or was it Nürburgring? You got taken out 2 laps
Oh yeah, Nuremberg.
twice
I
by
did
the leader.
Nuremberg. Yeah.
Thank you guys for the likes. We really appreciate it. Keep watching, keep liking the channel, and we'll have be able to put on some good shows for you. And we don't really put on the show. We're just the facilitators. We got to watch these guys here as we come back to the green flag. Pace truck is off of the racing surface, and we have the 92 car of Jim Johnson, followed by Eugenio, Alonso, Jordan Martin, Ryan Lang, Nicholas Casey, Dan Fowley, Joe Wooer, Rachel Hunt, Josh Harbin, and Anthony Promoto, who's been leading the race back in 10th position now as we come back to the green flag.
Gareth, you've been given a compliment. They've compared you to Ozzy.
Oh wow, awesome! That's awesome.
Yeah,
The green
somebody
flag's
in the
back
chat.
at.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to take
somebody
a
in chat
screenshot of
said
that one and
pretty
frame it
cool
for
that.
sure.
Yeah, this is pretty cool that the race is being commentated by Ozzy.
Oh, I
That
love it.
that's right. Keep it coming. We love to have our Aussie fans enjoy our
Hey,
Aussie commentators.
I've been called everything in this German, even been called a Russian Kiwi. So you know, it's
They just mean you're going too fast, Gareth. That's what they mean.
That's all it is. They just jealous.
Another
Hey, they're going.
caution
Hey,
on the speedway.
I even got asked a while back what part of Scotland I was from. So I mean, it's you know, I didn't really think the accent was too much of a disguise, but
It was Gary Jazorski that had a problem here on that last restart. We'll take a look and see what happened. Gets 3 wide. Just can't hold it, and they get together there coming off the corner, and everybody stacks up behind him. The 6 car also, unfortunately, got a little piece of that. Dale Davis having some bad luck this week. He's on pit road now. Um, as we come back live, we'll take a look at Dale coming down pit road along with the other people involved in this incident. Kyler and Jason Spear, Gary Jazorski, Doc Stout, unfortunately, back on pit road still on pit road. 5 minutes he's been there. Um, or about 5 minutes, give or take. Um, about 4 or 5 people on pit road. We got Russ though doing his thing, even though his pet strategy play is not really going to work out. Still doesn't put him in a bad position. 14th spot now. Tyler Bentley up 13 spots. Josh Harbin 24 spots. As we talked earlier, that he wasn't having as good a week. I guess I spoke too soon. Up 24 spots from the starting point in this race up to 8th position. Jordan Martin up 18 spots to 2nd position. Ryan Lang up 17 spots in position number 5. So a lot of guys coming from the back to the front this week.
well, the
cool is
one
it?
thing we probably have to look for is Todd Cray. Todd Cray's got the freshest tires out there right now. He's only got 6 laps on his tires, so he's probably going to come up through this pack pretty quick.
Thinking like how cool it's to be back short track racing, especially Phoenix. You know, so many weeks of plate tracks and stuff. It's mile-and-a-half track. It's good to be
Yeah.
back
Before
short
we
track.
go to, before we go to Atlanta Tona next week.
Atlantona, yeah, the new Atlanta's fun. I enjoy it, but it is just another super speedway now.
Yeah, me and one of the other guys are registered in the French league races on a Saturday morning my time, but full length races in the Cup car this year, and I've got Richmond, my favourite track on the circuit, coming up 400 laps. It's going to be a killer.
You got your lag switch ready?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I'll be wowed in 20 minutes. I'm not going to throw that. No leg
Yeah,
switch.
where you depends.
Yeah. Hey, put me up Richmond, man. I'm confident as there. I love it. Love that track.
Richmond's my home track, man. That's where I grew up racing.
Best track on the circuit.
I don't know about all that, but good track.
Yeah, well, hey, West, yeah, this is coming from someone who loves running play tracks, so of course. That's generally your buzz, though, Ryan. We get to Talladega, Daytona. You're up front there.
Yeah, I had some good runs at that track for a long time.
Right.
So, yeah, I had some good runs over the years at Daytona, Talladega, iRacing Super Speedway. I built a hell of a truck for we decided to let the setup shop go and try some other stuff. Had a really good set for Talladega, I think it was. No, for iRacing Super Speedway, and the trucks dominated that week, and it was a lot of fun. So we enjoy doing that stuff. I've always been a decent builder of those cars. And all right, pace trucks off, coming back to the green flag. Still got Jim Johnson, Jordan Martin, Eugenio Alonso, Nicholas Casey, Ryan Lang as our top 5. Josh Harbin's now, like I said, up 24 spots in position 8. Keep watch on him. Dalton Cowden in 9th. Rachel Hunt in 10th. So a lot of good, strong drivers up front now as we go back to the green flag. 14 car jumps down. Eugenio Alonso tries to make the pass on the apron there, coming through the dogleg. Initially gets to the inside of Jordan Martin in 2nd position, trying to hold on to it, but doesn't.
Spin behind in the back of the pack.
We do have a spin behind. We're having a hard time getting this thing going. Once these cautions started, they didn't stop. Another caution flag out on the speedway. Go back, see what happened with Ian Spear and Patrick as they got together.
What's the old saying? Cautions breed cautions. Definitely the same for this race. How many cautions?
Take a look here. 93 car, 42 car. As we get started, this is the first corner where we keep talking about everybody getting down in there, and somebody wanted to come down, and somebody wanted to go straight, and that's all it takes. Then we had the 30 car that kind of overreacted just a tad bit behind him, trying to get woed up, put himself in the wall, and 12 car got into him, and you can see the rest.
2 cars wanted the same piece of real estate.
Yeah, and then the 2 car at the end there wanted to get down below the 12 and just no room left, and got race control talking a little bit about things, trying to, I guess, work out what happened there, and might be some penalties handed out for a restart like that. Don't know exactly how they look at that type of restart going down onto the apron, and who they're going to hold responsible, but I guess we'll find out from Aaron after the race, and from Doc what they decide to do with any penalties that would be assessed after the race is over. And we'll get back here to some live action. See these guys coming down pit road. Justin Gahn leaving pit road, or coming to pit road. Obviously got a bunch of damage on that last incident. And you can see the right side of that, number 30. Powered by Nitro. What is that? A Ford? A Chevy? Can't tell, it's so messed up. It's a Ford.
What are we? Just about halfway through the race, and I just don't know where my money would go right now. They're all so close.
Yeah, we're coming around to finish lap 63 under caution here. Let's take a look at a couple more of the cars on pit road. The 93 car there getting some service of Desaulnier. Gary Jazorski coming down onto pit road now. 251 truck. Tide is not rolling all that well this week for him. And Perry Snelson still on pit road. The CarQuest Auto Parts Toyota getting some major damage repaired, along with Jason Spear here also. The right side of these trucks, man, have taken a beating tonight.
Yeah, they're going to be flat on the side, that's for sure.
Well, flatter than they normally are anyway. But we do still have Jim Johnson out front. Eugenio's really holding his own this week too. Not too surprising to see the guys that we have up front though. The lowest I rating in the top 5 right now is nearly 3,700. The highest I rating up there is about 45, 4,600. So a lot of really good drivers in this league overall. I don't have it on my screen. Do we have a strength of field visible to anybody this week?
Strength of fear is 3116.
31-16 in a 32 car field. That's pretty good for a league of any size, but for 32 cars to be that high, very, very strong field. Not an SOF night C race, but it's certainly not an open race either under normal circumstances.
You still got the 17 just sitting inside the top 10 there, you know. I just don't know where to put my money right now. You know,
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of good cars still with a shot to win this thing. We're coming to under caution here with lap 65. We've got 115 laps that we're going to be running. So it's going to be 50 to go this time by. And we've had enough cautions where most of these guys, I'm sure, can make it now on fuel. Whether or not they're going to want to make it on tires is a whole nother story. As we come back to the green flag, and we're going to come down here on the back stretch, finish up this last lap of caution.
just trying to see. It looks like old Jordan 19. He's got his car's pretty clean there. Doesn't look like there's a mark on it. Just trying to see if Jim has a bit of damage on his left side there. Right side, sorry.
See here in a minute as Jim takes the green flag, followed by Jordan Martin, Eugenio Alonso. Alonso's been doing the same thing each and every time, getting down on that apron, and it's just not working for him. He's not able to get down low and make the pass and complete the pass. He gets there, but the 19 car is able to hold him off and then gets the momentum built up, gets the draft
He's
that
very
there's a little
fast,
bit
yeah.
of, and able to hold on to it. And it looks like the 84 car of Casey's going to try to take advantage of the fact that he got trapped down there at the bottom, did Alonso, but Alonso gets a
Here comes
decent
the
run through
19
the
though.
trial.
Not going to get in that turn.
See
Just
that
about on
Gross
the bumper.
Designs logo on the back of Jim Johnson's car. Shout out to Aaron Grosskopf of Gross Designs, all the guys over there. Know them very well. Awesome work they do in graphic design. Take a look at them on their Facebook page and their Discord page if you need anything. Aaron will be more than happy to help you out. 6 car down low on the apron. Slow. Not sure exactly what happened with him. Eugenio's having a little bit of a hard time there on the inside. Now gets passed by Nicholas Casey, as well as Jordan Martin. And Ryan Lang's the next one to get to his bumper there, and looks like he's going to try to push him really hard here to...
Ooh, a bit loose in the 19 there. But he's stalking the 92, that's for sure.
Yeah, Jordan Martin's had a really good run tonight, up 18 spots, almost the biggest mover of the race. Josh Harbin still 6th position now, 26 positions he's moved up. Let's ride along with Josh Harbin for a minute. We haven't really talked too much about him, as we can see what it's like to try to come through this field and how slick the tires are going to get as the race wears on here. Lap 71 of 115, Phoenix International Raceway, race 4 vSpeed FRT Contender Series.
Fun fact about Josh Harbin is a lot of people don't know he was actually a pro NASCAR heat driver.
A pro NASCAR heat driver.
Pro NASCAR heat driver.
I did not know that.
Yep.
We learn something new every week here at Edge.
Yeah, I've done a number of races with Josh. He's fast all the time.
That he is.
It's like everybody gotten single filed out now. Hopefully they can get some green flags in here.
Yeah, they finally got a restart that allowed them to get spread out.
Looks like the 19's just cruising there at the moment. I don't know if he's trying to get by or he's just biding his time for now.
Let's take a listen and see if we can kind of hear if he's feathering the throttle at all, or if he's really staying in it to try to get by here. We can watch these RPMs coming across the start-finish line at lap 74. Stays right in the draft. There is a little bit of a draft here at Phoenix, even though it's a short track. You have to take advantage of it because the momentum you need here is helped by staying right in behind somebody.
Maybe it looks like he might be saving a little. The 19.
If I had to guess, he is, because as soon as he's hitting the red line, he's backing out.
Yeah,
And
that's what it
on the
sounds
straight
like.
there, he's right on the bumper.
Yeah, he's just trying to stay right with him and not let him get too far away, and
Want to stay out of that dirty air as well.
definitely helps the handling.
He's running about, yeah, is it 3 and 4? Or is it 2? I get confused with the corners here. But he's running about half a truck length up on Jim, so.
So I'm going to switch this over for some automatic camera shots here, and we'll talk about what we see. But let's let it go through the field here and kind of see what we see with some of this good racing as we get just past the midway point, getting into the back third of this race. The 28 car of Joe Wooer, who had a little bit of a problem earlier, was on pit road getting some damage fixed. Now he's coming up on the back of the 55 Tyler Bentley. This is a battle for 12th and 13th position. And we've also got the Haviland car there, the 28. Oh, that was a tough little entry into the trial. I was going to call it the trial, into the apron there. The 3 car is trying to hold on to this spot with the 63 breathing down his neck. Battle for 11th and 12th, Fowley and Bentley.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually a bit jealous when I'm not out there racing. There's some good racing going on, that's for sure.
There definitely
Really
is.
is.
10-4, Jim.
Yeah, looks like Todd Cray's kind of starting to bring it back online here and get back up there. He's been the fastest truck on the track for the last couple laps.
Still watching this 63. Seems to be the best battle right here now on the track. Dan Fowley, Bailey Dutton, and Tyler Bentley trying to work out 11th, 12th, 13th, give or take.
Am I seeing the right timing here? We've got 7 seconds between first and 17th place. 7 seconds. Lap 80.
Between
81.
yes, 18th position is about 4 seconds
7
back,
seconds,
and
yeah.
then about 8 seconds back to the next truck.
Shows how close the racing is, you know, and some of the official races, you know, you can have 10, 15 trucks down a lap, 2, 3, 4 laps, you know, but in this series, they seem every race is just bumper to bumper.
Yeah, I mean we still have 20 cars on the lead lap, but Jazorski's getting ready to lose a lap here, I think. 27 seconds behind. We'll come back to the leaders here. Jim Johnson, Jordan Martin, looking like he's going to try to look underneath him. Now he's finally waited long enough and is going to try to dive to the bottom here, see if he can make it work on the bottom. Nobody else has been able to.
Well, you figure the top 12 trucks are still in the 2790s, so they're all still
Or was it
turning
the
off
top
some
12?
good laps. Top 12.
He really had to back out of it there. They were going to get together if he didn't know smart. Don't want to end both their races here. Just back off, cool the tires off, try again. Still a long way to go here. Lap 83 of 115. 32 laps to go in the vSpeed FRT Contender Series, Week 4 from Phoenix International Raceway. As we just said, 20 cars on the lead lap. Gary Jazorski, I hope I'm saying that right. Jazorski just did go a lap down. Kyler, he's going to fall into the clutches here shortly of the leaders. Back 13 seconds. See if he can make up any ground as the race wears on. stay on the lead lap. Russ, 7 seconds back. We were talking about him earlier, trying to make the pit strategy call, but a couple more cautions since then, and kind of blew that up in his face. But still going to be in a reasonable position if he can get maybe one more caution, get some tires, and make a run for it at the end. Currently running in the 17th position of that number 1 car.
Yeah, meanwhile, back up front, Jim Johnson's being nice and steady, turning those laps consistently each lap.
Just had Tyler Bentley make a nice pass on the 17 of Dalton Cowden, but Cowden crossed him over as soon as they came to the next corner, got back to the bottom side, and we're going to see them go side by side into turn, or out of turn 2, coming to the backstretch. And looks like the 55 did prevail in that little battle. Josh Harbin is not too far away from those two, up to the 7th position. They're chasing him. He's got Promoter right in front of him.
Just gonna
Does
say
Harbin.
those Promoter and like Bailey Dutton. A couple of them there look like they're saving while that battle is going on up front. So see how they pan out in the next sort of 10, 15 laps. But the 3 and the 45, I think they're holding back a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising for me to see Harbin holding off until a little bit later into this run. Still have 30 laps to go, or a little bit less now, and we'll really know
Just
who's
having a
got what
listen.
with about 15 to 20 to go. I think we'll start to see who still has the truck left
Yep.
underneath them and who's used up their stuff.
Ooh. Yeah, I was just listening to the throttle of the 3 and the 45 Anthony Promoter, and it definitely sounds like they're just holding off a bit at the moment.
And the 63 was just able to get by Harbin as we're watching that battle for 7th and 8th position, and we got a couple slow cars on the outside that they just had to navigate their way around. Valley did a really nice job there of holding the inside and also protecting his position against Harbin. Looks like Ryan Lang either is on pit road. Jim Johnson also on pit road. Not sure if something happened with them. There's some damage still from earlier to the 31 car, and Jim Johnson also coming to pit road. Not sure exactly what happened there. Didn't really stop in his box. Maybe got pushed down pit road. We'll have to ask him at the end of the race here, but he's back off pit road, up to speed. Ryan Lang stopped in his box though, getting some service.
Yeah, that may force some people's hands. There's still a lot of laps left to
Can
go, so they would be able to
what's
make
the
up
3
the
say?
time.
Can they get there? What's the fuel run here? It's 60 laps, isn't it? Or was it a little
Yeah.
less?
Well, we saw
That's
that.
like 74.
Yeah, I was gonna say we saw Russ trying to do it at about 70 laps coming to top off, so I would say right about there. With the 19 car now up 19 spots since the start of the race, leading this thing. Jordan Martin in first position. And if we take a look at the pit strategy numbers that we've got here, stint length, and Martin is on 63 laps, Casey on 63 laps, Cray is on a 38 lap run, Promoda 51 laps, Dutton 38 laps, Fowley 63 laps, Harbin 51 laps. So Martin's going to have
Say
to
the
pit.
3's on 38 laps?
The 3 is on a 39 lap run now. Yep. He's him and
He might be
Dutton.
the one to, yeah.
But Martin and Casey are on 64 laps. They're not going to be able to make it to the end, I don't believe. They're going to have to stop.
No.
They're hoping for a caution flag here come
I'm
the end,
thinking
but
the 3
that's
can he?
the 3.
Tyler Cray's
Yeah,
going to
the
be the
3.
dark horse here.
Yeah, Cray and Dutton are the 2 that can make it to the end here for sure.
Yeah.
Promoda, I think, can make it as well at 52 laps that he's been running
3 looks a
on
little
this
bit
stint.
stronger at this. What I'm
Remember,
watching,
we've had a couple cautions in here as well, so it's going to be a little skewed when it comes to how many laps total they can do. 'Cause I'm not sure exactly how many caution laps we've had throughout the 65 laps that we see Martin and Casey on. So wouldn't count them
Yeah,
out just yet, but unless they were saving some pretty good amounts under caution, I don't think they're going to make it to the end.
Well, we've had 6 cautions for a total of 25 laps, so.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see. 21 laps to go. 20 when we come back to the start finish
the
lane.
3's going to come through and take this one. That's just looking at a few stats here. The 3 looks the goods at the moment.
Oh, looking at the 3 car now, trying to come around the 45. who is Anthony Promoda. Dutton's trying to make a move to the inside. As we come back, take a look at 31 car battling after coming off pit road, trying to make up as much as he can. Ryan Lang.
He's in cruise mode though. The three.
Yeah, the 21 and the 3 car are going to be the dark horses here.
Going to start keeping an eye up on the front of the field a little bit more often. See exactly what we see for these last 20 laps. As we do have Jordan Martin, Nicholas Casey, Todd Cray, Anthony Promoda, Bailey Dutton, Dan Fowley, Tyler Bentley, Josh Harbin, Dalton Cowden, and Joe Wooer as our top 10 with 20 laps to go. Keep these keep these stint lengths up on the screen for everybody so you guys can see kind of what happens with those numbers. But go ahead there, Jim. Sorry to cut you off.
I was gonna say Casey and Martin have pretty much sealed their fate. They're gonna have to stop. There's no way they can make it to the end. So Craig can just ride behind them and just use some of that draft to help him.
Money still on the 3 car. The 3 car looks very, very good. I haven't raced. I don't think I've done any races with Bailey. I don't know too much about him, but definitely looks like a solid driver.
So see, Martin and Casey 70 laps now on this stint. That includes the pit stop, or that includes the caution flag laps that we've had since their last stop. But they're the longest ones on tires out there and fuel, along with Fowley in 6th position. They all have 70 laps on this stint. Cray and Dutton have 45 laps on this stint, and Promoda and Bentley at 57 and 58 laps respectively. Sorry there, go ahead, Gareth.
No, I was just saying the 3 on that lap just took over the 4th position, so he's moving forward.
Yeah, he's staying right around a second and a half back behind Cray here.
Get the take our ticker down for a minute. We'll get the tower back up here so everybody can get a better view of what's happening here on the last few laps. Watch their favorite drivers, what position they're in. Rachel Hunt in the 11th position. Good come up.
Doing good to hold where she was because she had a bit of damage at the beginning of the race, didn't she?
She
So
did.
She did.
She did. So she made a good comeback.
we all know that these trucks with a bit of damage are it's hard to keep that pace up, you know.
Russ up to 14th position now. We were talking about him earlier, and he's still slowly creeping his way towards the front, 9 seconds back in that middle of that second pack.
Yeah, Jim Johnson does have a little damage on the side.
What do we got left? We've got 13 laps, is it? 14 laps to go?
13 laps.
13 laps.
A little bit of a technical issue on our lap counter for our tower there, so we're gonna go ahead and get back to our ticker where we did have the correct information of 13 laps to go.
It's the 21 just he's just taken off.
Yeah, he's keeping Bailey at the same distance here.
Still watching here up at the front, Jordan Martin ticking off these laps, being chased by the lap car of Justin Gahn here. Be smart to just let him go, and especially if he gets to him, no reason to be fighting, and just do the best he can to run these laps out. I mean, it'd be something else if he could put together an 87 lap run to win the race.
And knowing Jordan, we will never hear the end of it.
This is true. I agree with that one.
But if someone's going to do it, you know, Jordan is an awesome dude, so good guy to race with.
Taking a look at Nicholas Casey here, who's running in the 2nd position. Like we've been talking about 77 laps on this run now, along with Martin, and they're coming down to 10 to go here at the line. So I'm starting to wonder if these guys had had the field with some confusion and were able to stay out and stretch this fuel to 87 laps. It's gonna be something else.
I can't see them going that far. I could see maybe a couple extra laps, but I can't see them going 88 laps.
Well, in another 9 laps, you may have to say I saw them go 88 laps.
This is true. This
And
is true.
He's been holding those lap times.
Now,
for
Cray
the last
was
18
able to,
laps.
yeah, he has. Cray's been able to catch Casey now, and he's made the pass. So next car is going to be Jordan Martin, who's got about 5.5 seconds on him. So if he can hold on,
He's
fuel-wise,
actually pulled out a little bit further than, we're at 5.5 now.
yeah,
I mean, he's still running 20 laps now. He's been running like.
his last lap was a
28.1,
28.2. I mean, he's
Yeah,
just about the
running this
fastest
for
car on
20
the
laps.
track.
Right.
So this is getting pretty interesting here. Coming down the end, we got Martin here. We can watch with 7 laps to go, coming around and getting ready to come into.
Yeah, another 210, so he's at 5.7 ahead of the 21 now.
I would have thought he'd have to be saving fuel by now, but he's not letting off at all.
Yeah, but you heard him his throttle control earlier in the run. He was just smooth in, smooth out.
That's what you need to be, especially to save fuel at speed.
He
You
should be
take
good at isn't when he's on the road in his rig. Should be good at saving fuel
true.
on his day-to-day job.
Well, Martin's going to come around here and take 5 laps to go
He's
on his
interesting.
81 lap run. Casey and
81
Fally,
laps,
81 laps as well, running in the 5th and the 6th positions. So these guys with that fuel strategy, that pit strategy, right now looks like it was the strategy to beat. Coming to 5 to go.
And he's not clutching or cutting it off either.
And that car behind him is Ian Spear in the 32
5.8.
machine. He's not a threat to the position there.
1.5 tenths on that lap faster than the
I
21.
mean, he's
so
got almost a 6-second gap now. He's pulling away
Yeah.
from the field.
Still running 28.2s.
Pretty sick.
Biggest mover as well of the race.
He is. 19 positions he's made up since the start of the race. That's Jordan
I
Martin.
think that left his truck
No.
number. He's in. Oh no.
Caution with
There's a
You can't
4
blame that on the.
to
Can't
go.
blame
Oh,
that on some of the commentators curse that one. You can't blame
yeah,
that on us.
that was Rachel Hunt, unfortunately, who had a problem here. We'll take a look and see what happened.
Maybe it's something to do with his truck number because 19 spots. He's
Oh,
up in the
that's very
72.
unusual for Rachel. She just came off the corner and the car drifted on her, and it just she tried to save it from going to the outside wall and spun it down onto the inside and took some pretty good damage to the left side of that 06. Left side of that 06 truck, and that's unfortunate for Jordan. It looked like he had this thing in the bag. Although he was running the
Oh.
fastest laps on the track, so I don't know if he's gonna have enough for a green white checker.
Yeah,
That's-
he was the fastest on the track. I've changed my.
Well, unfortunately, I think though he's gonna have to come to pit road. He didn't, but
He did.
everybody else did. The top 5 stayed out. Everybody else pit. It's gonna make for a very interesting last couple laps because these guys are gonna have new tires, and you're gonna have some guys spinning tires on the hot tires at the end here. It's gonna be probably a pretty big mess.
I don't think he's going to be able to make it on fuel.
You don't think?
I think he's out of fuel.
Is he out? Is he? No.
No,
I
no,
don't think
no, no.
he's out, but I
He's
don't
not.
think
It looked
can
like he
make
was.
it out.
It looked like he was coasting. He was just letting cars by.
Well, he's going to stay on the inside. I think. With the dog leg. I still think he's.
How many green white checkers do we get here?
That I am not sure.
One, I think it is. It's saying one up on the screen here, so.
I think he's going up there to let the pace car give him a push.
we've got teammates. Is it what first? No, I thought that. Is that a similar paint to Jim? I don't know why. Maybe it's my trading paint. It's not working properly.
Yeah, the 19 car looks like they're in a nitro green and black, and 92 cars a black and red and blue nitro truck, and we got a solid black behind in third. Well, still got lights on the back, or still got lights on top of the pace truck. We're gonna have at least one more trip around here, showing 3 laps to go for a green-white checker. See if we get a miracle 90 lap run out of Jordan Martin, or if he runs out of fuel.
So the leaders got 87 laps.
Wow,
Todd and
that's
Bailey have 62 laps, and then you have Nicholas, Dan, and Joe that have 80 plus laps.
Yeah, the running order right now, 86 laps for the first car. Cray and Dutton both have 61. Casey and Fowley both have 86. Wooer has 79. Promote and Bentley have 73 and 72. But those guys pit, so they're on new tires now.
Yep.
Where are you saying the new tires are? Six back.
Seventh
back.
back.
Seventh back.
Yeah.
Anthony would be the first one on freshies.
Yeah, Anthony's
Yep.
the first one on new tires, so I would definitely count him as a dark horse now. So
Yeah, that dog leg though, you know, it shortened up the laps for the guys in front, and I don't know if to get around 5 of them.
Did they what, Gareth?
Well, I'm just wondering, 7th place on new tires. Can you get to the front?
At this track, I think so, especially if any of these guys spin the tires, have a problem. I mean, Jordan Martin's going to need to get a good start here. He's going to have to go early and early and not spin his tires, and we're going to see what happens here.
He better not spin his tires. He'll never hear the end of that.
Ace truck's off, coming to the green flag. One chance to the green-white checker here, and he is off before and early. Opens up a little bit of a gap. The 3 goes down to the bottom. We got Permoda, looks like, already to 5th position, coming through the apron there in the dog leg, and he's already on the inside of 4th position before we get out of turn 3, or out of turn 2. I'm sorry. He's going to be pushing for trying to pick up 3rd position. So can he get to the front? I think he can. And we had a wreck and no caution yet. Yes, caution.
No, yes.
Yep, caution's out. That's it. Race is over, and Martin holds on for the victory.
And now we've run. We get the joy of hearing from him in a few minutes' time.
That's right. I hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast today. It was certainly a lot of fun to call. Thank you, Gareth, for being here. Tonight, I know you weren't able to be here last week. And Jim, as usual, hopefully you keep coming on because we seem to do this reasonably well together. So I've enjoyed having the opportunity to do it with you. And
yes, sir. I appreciate letting me come aboard.
Oh, for sure, man. Absolutely.
I will be lurking though.
Oh, we got a little bit of a scuffle here under the caution flag.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Wow. Not really sure.
Richard Melick, let's take a look at what happened to Richard here.
Whoa, what do we got going on here?
Go back, take a look.
That's that short track. That's that short track temper.
Was it?
Oh yeah, he went up there and put him in the wall. He's going back. He went back up towards the front after him again after the. And yeah, he wrecked him again. That's gonna be. We're gonna have some penalties handed out, I think here.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be busy after this race is over with these guys doing what they're doing. This is pretty bad stuff after such a good race. So it's really unfortunate that these guys wanted to do that.
Yep. I agree.
Take a look at Jordan with some burnouts here at the end, and then we'll get some of these guys down here. Top 3 will come in and say hello and give us their view on what they saw out there today. Watch watches Jordan Martin after that amazing 90
Ooh,
90 lap run.
So
yeah,
was that did that start with the 55? Did it, or am I?
Malaguni, it looks like, got spun out by the 55 is what I thought I saw.
Yeah, yeah, he did. He got turned.
But then Malaguni went back after him, it looked like. So, I mean, you should have just let him go. And I know Richard pretty well, and it's surprising he went back after him.
It was a bit of a sin though on the 55s behalf. I mean, no, it's the last lap, but
All right, well, we're going to start with Nicholas Casey, if he's still in the lobby there. I don't see Nicholas Casey up top, but I don't see Todd Cray either up top. So let's go ahead and
Yeah, Todd Cray's up there. Todd Cray's there.
where is Todd Cray?
He's in the Assassin Motorsports.
Oh, you're gonna have to pull him. I can't see some of those
Okay.
rooms. So if you got Nicholas Casey first, if we can get Casey down here.
All right. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find him. I do not see Nicholas.
All
But I
right.
see Todd.
Let's get Todd down here then. Say hello to Todd.
Okay. Where?
I'll let you guys handle some of that to start.
yeah, you go, Jim. I'm looking forward
It-
to it.
yeah, I don't think I don't have admin rights to be able to do it.
All right,
so-
let me
I can do it. No,
go.
I can do it.
All right, cool. So we'll get that worked out for next week, so we can
Right
all make
above.
sure we can do that. But Gareth,
Who are we pulling down?
Todd Cray.
Todd Cray,
Pull him up.
unless you see Nicholas Casey.
Todd Cray.
He's in Assassins.
Yeah.
Still watching the 19 car here pull into victory lane. Pretty cool. And
He must have left.
oh, there we
he
go.
is.
Mr. Cray, second
Yes,
position.
sir.
How you doing?
All right. Hanging in there. Pretty crazy race, man. Just couldn't really predict what was going to happen, and just decided to go off pit strategy and see if we could make something happen, and came close there.
Yeah, I think Gareth and Jim might have some questions here for you. We'll let them talk. Do you?
Sure.
Well, Todd, you were
Jim,
my
you go,
pick, man. I was calling for you to get to the end because I did not think Jordan could make it, but my ninja came through.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to be able to make it. Yeah, I mean, our strategy almost worked out there for us. I don't know if I really had to go on that strategy. But I just felt like saving them tires and hoping for a long run in there. But yeah, if he was going to make it on fuel, we were going to take a second anyway. But hey, can't complain coming out of this race in second. We've had some good momentum, so we're going to keep that up and keep moving forward.
Who would have thought he could have gone 90 laps?
Yeah, nah, I don't know. There must be some secrets going on over there we need to learn about for. But good for him. I mean, he was fast at the end there. Even I had some fresher tires there, and I was running them really hard to try to make positions up, and kind of wore my stuff off a little bit. And had that last caution. I thought he was really going to pull away from me there right at the end, but I had a shot at him. But he ran a good race. We keep it clean, and it was a good, fun race.
That was good racing, though, man. Great job.
Yep, that was good. A lot of action, and it was cool because we had some cautions. Had some long runs early, had a long run late, so you really didn't know how it was going to play out, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I thought we were sitting in a good spot to get the win there. But hey, hats off to those guys, and we'll be back at it next week.
Anybody
Well,
want to make
that should
a?
at least move you.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, that should move you up a couple play or get you a couple points closer to the points lead there now.
Yeah, I haven't really checked it out yet. But we've been getting some consistent finishes, so hopefully we're moving up. And gotta work on the setups a little more to my liking, and just
Well,
just put more time in.
Yeah, actually, this should put you into the points lead. Anthony had 1 point on you coming into the race, and you finished a couple positions in front of
Really?
him this week. So you should be in the points lead going into next week's race.
All right. That would have been a good thing to know. Yeah, that's cool. But
Well,
you know, right now it's too early to tell. But you know, there's some fast guys here, and got to keep clean. Got to keep your stuff clean. Save tires, and you know, need some luck and some skill, and you got to put some time in with the setups and know your pit strategy. And yeah, it's tough to win, but like you said, take a second tonight, put us in the points lead, we'll take it.
and we're taking a look right now while we're talking to you at the last couple laps here, where you tried to make a run up through the field there, and
Yeah,
really,
I kind of burned it up a little bit, and I didn't think it was going to stick as good on that off that restart. I probably could have went a little harder there, but again, you know, I'm not looking to spin nobody there. I mean, you know, it was just a solid race. Jordan had a solid race, so
you
you
had the
know,
45 and the 3 in front of you too that had a little bit of an issue, and you had to check up just a tad. Maybe that slowed you down a little bit, but it might have had a better shot at taking the lead. But still, awesome finish there
yeah.
for the day, and congratulations. Anybody want to shout out this week?
Just Rich D's PCs and Pets in Paradise, Assassin Motorsports, everybody here that puts the show on. You guys for calling the race, and that's about it, man. We'll be back next week.
All right, well, great job this week, man. Congratulations on a solid
All right,
finish, and we'll see you next week.
thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
And I think Casey's in here too. So when do you guys wanna?
Oh, is Casey in here now? Do we have Nicholas? Maybe?
No, no, yes,
No,
no.
no.
Oh well,
Well, I know
the
we got.
the 19's all mine though. The
Uh,
19's all mine.
there you go. And Garrett's gonna talk to you here, Jordan. Congratulations this week. A huge 19 position move on the day, biggest move of the race. Congratulations on that, and let Gareth ask you some questions.
So my man, the 19 truck up 19 spots. I said during the broadcast, if he wins this, we're never gonna hear the end of it. So tell us your trick, man.
Y'all saw it. It went from 20th to first. I can't explain nothing else, man. The setup that I went with a completely different setup, and I had 20 seconds or 20 minutes to build it in practice. So I'm gonna say that it did an excellent job because not only that I was able to come to the field, I drove it with the wheels off, and I continued to click and been the fastest truck out that entire whole long run. At the beginning and at the end. So, uh, yeah, it was a fantastic race. Love battling. I had safe fuel under every caution before we went to that long green flag run. So, um,
Bit of big rig
I was
experience here on the
I was
old
only
saving.
I was yeah, I was only a few laps short. So I was like, forget it. I'm gonna save fuel. I clutched it on every caution, and I had 1.5 laps to the good before the caution came out at the end. And I was like, well, there's only one green flag check, one green white checker. So if we had more than that, I would have been screwed. But you know, I take it.
Yeah, man.
You
You
know,
did
I,
well,
I
bud.
was I was saying I don't know how you were doing 90. You did 90 laps, man. 90 laps.
25 laps. 25 laps, running 28 twos.
Yeah.
It was a spectacle, man. It was awesome. It was awesome to see. It's one thing to race against you, but to actually watch it like that, it was yeah, man. You
My
deserve that win,
ninja.
eh?
My ninja. My ninja did it. Good job, Jordan. I'm proud of you, man.
oh, thank you, man. Just man, my man over at Nitro. We bring excellent setups each and every week. Russell, Dan Samu, Mr. Matt Coker. Uh, they bring excellent setups. But this one is going to Patrick Rush, my team owner, and the team leader over there. He gave me a good base that be good almost at every track. So I went off of that with a lot of adjustments tonight, and it did its job. It went from 20th to first, and I knew when I got the lead, I was clicking the fastest laps on the long run. So I was like, just about time those guys get to traffic and their tires get worn off. We're gonna be about even. So I really wasn't worried about it when the long run came because I knew I had the rotation and the drive off that I needed to continue to put the whooping on them.
Well,
Definitely deserves the win, man. Definitely deserves the win. Awesome job, bud.
if you need to know, right before the caution came out, you were still the fastest truck on the track, and that was counting the guys that had just pit.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. You literally had 2/10 nearly on the field, even against the new tires.
Yeah, you
And
were
not
winning, pulling away.
and not an incident point in the race either. So totally 100% clean race. So
So you were slacking off. Is what it was.
Oh,
You
I'm
got
gonna
you
keep
got you
slacking.
you got all the race points, but no incident points. You got to get some of each, man.
No, man, that's not my goal here. My goal is to get no incident points, which, I put myself in a couple bad positions early in the race coming through the field, but uh, it was just I had such a great truck and it was able to go anywhere on the track and be fast. So I was just happy I'm happy with my result. I love winning and I hope to continue to win and uh, hope this get me put up in a point somewhere because I was slacking for 2 races already this week or
Well,
this season.
first place
Definitely well
finish
deserved
is
it, man.
yeah, first place finish is never gonna
Look,
hurt you in the points.
and I look forward to hearing about it over the coming weeks.
Thank you, y'all.
Anybody you want to
All
shout
right,
out
buddy.
after that win this week?
I mean, once again, Nitro, my team owner, my team, Kyler and Patrick. Patrick absolutely gave me once again a great setup, a great base to work off of, and I put it together. But Nitro too, because I took a little bit off what our setups are due to on the websites and stuff, and help put it together. Just thank everybody here. Thank all the admins, the race control. Thank y'all for broadcasting. Can't wait to go back and watch it. And hope I had a little TV time there towards the beginning of the race and all the way at the end. And
No, we didn't. We
yeah,
didn't cover you at all.
Yeah. We only covered your last lap.
Yeah, just that last
that's
lap.
good.
No, awesome
And just
job.
thank Doc, man, Doc, for getting us all put up for us and putting up with us week in and week out to come out here and race and put on a show for y'all guys.
Well, we appreciate you coming out and
Enjoy it,
putting
man.
on the show, and we
Enjoy the
had a
win.
great time watching it. Enjoy this win this week, and good luck coming into next week. And we'll see you then.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
buddy.
Thank
Have a
y'all.
good one, man. Yes,
You
sir.
too.
All right, so another race in the books, guys. 115 laps we've completed. One green, white checker. About 150 position changes for first there, and we'll watch a couple guys run 90 laps. A couple guys take 4 pit stops to stay up front. Some only do 2, 3 pit stops to stay up front. I think we saw just about everything this week. And next week we're going to see a little bit different type of race when we go to the new Atlanta Motor Speedway. And have 84 laps there. It's a night race, 9 p.m. start. Well, that's actually no, I apologize. 9 p.m. start for the actual race time in real time. I'm not sure exactly what
3
time.
p.m. Isn't it? You said
What
3 p.m.
I didn't say anything. I was wrong. It's a 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start, same as usual. We'll have it broadcast here for you live next week from Atlanta. Interesting part of the schedule coming up. We got Atlanta this coming week, and then Circuit of the Americas, followed by Texas, and then Bristol. So we had a short track, and now we're going to have a super speedway, and then we're going to have a road course, and then we're going to have a 1.5 miler, and then we're going to go back to 2 short tracks in a row with Bristol and Martinsville. So interesting part of the schedule coming up. All these races are going to be broadcast here live on the Edge, and hopefully you guys are enjoying
9,
watching. And
yeah,
Gareth, yeah,
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time
9 p.m.
and
Eastern
3
Standard.
p.m. New Zealand Standard Time
Thank you
on
guys.
Thursday.
That's right.
If anyone watching.
And thank you guys very much for the likes all the way through the end here and the follows. We really appreciate that. Never sure what to expect when you start putting on stuff for people to watch, and we appreciate people showing up and showing us their appreciation. So thank you guys, and congratulations to Jordan Martin again this week. And we will see all of you guys next week. Everybody have a great night.